real simple. We made it so easy because it's anonymous. We don't have to hear any questions about it. Remember, you have to find somebody
Yeah, right, yeah. He who learns how to disagree without being disagreeable. Yeah.
You can do
That thing, are you use that thing?
To build that, no.
Let's move it out of the way.
I mean, actually, I might.
What you
Because I want to talk to the people, and I want to be able to Emily show him the screen.
We need to have that. They need that.
Sure,
That's
sure.
why you're talking.
Sure. I can be over here, yeah.
Or whatever you want.
Yeah, I can be right here. Okay, yeah, you're good there.
This thing, here, let her see it. See the video.
It's perfect. It's okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Cool. Do you want to see it real quick?
Sure.
There you go.
Alright, cool.
And you're already left. You're good to go.
All right, before you start, we're going to start in a minute. We're going to take
Alright.
that was tricky, so I put my finger on it. That's a good side. Fernando, I don't know what he's doing. Fernando, do you want to get in this fast? Real fast. So I'll keep you posted on the Mexican thing, okay?
Okay.
So stand behind him, please. No, that's not good.
Sorry, I probably smell. I just came from the gym.
No, you don't smell. Here. We'll do one afterwards. Because what we like to do is have the speaker stand here and then get the group in the back.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, C-H-S. And then M, and then the number M.
Okay, you can't start yet, remember?
I cannot start yet?
No, I have to introduce you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. We need people like you.
Where should I stand? Oh, they got me. Where should show you to stand?
Right there, yeah.
All right. Better hold it. Hey, excuse me. Hey, excuse me. Hey, excuse me. We're going to do vertical, please. We're gonna get started. So, and this is also live streamed, so you know. All right. I have to read it. I'm not good at it. All right, here we go. Welcome everybody to the Marketing, Automation and AI Meetup. We're glad you could make it. We have some housekeeping that we have to take care of before we get started and introduce our featured speaker. The meetup goes from 6:30 to 8:30, and our featured speaker, Josiah Code, will speak from 7 to 7:45. Then we'll have 15 minutes of Q&A. We have a hard stop at 8:30, and then the Capital Factory closes the doors. I just wanted to say a word of thanks to our sponsor, the Capital Factory, for providing us this wonderful space. Emily Hyatt, you saw her come in. She's our wonderful coordinator and the Capital Factory liaison, and she's here to answer any questions about the Capital Factory. So, and also, if you parked in the building, she will give you a validation coupon to get a discount for $8. So make sure you stop and see her before you leave. We also want to thank the Capital Factory for sponsoring us. I think I said that already, but Capital Factory is the center of gravity for entrepreneurs in Texas. They meet the best entrepreneurs in Texas and introduce them to their first investors. There's a pitch thing going on in the other room. And they introduce them to investors, employees, mentors, and customers. Go to their website before you leave tonight. So now I'm going to introduce you to our speaker, Josiah Code. Josiah Code, he's a visionary who transitioned from a high caliber software engineer at tech giants like Facebook, Microsoft, the CIA, and Tesla to a groundbreaking entrepreneur. As the founder and CEO of Marky.ai, Josiah is at the forefront of the revolutionizing social media marketing through the innovative use of generative AI. Marky's AI founder, Josiah, right here, will demonstrate how to use Marky to generate content with AI. Marky is an AI marketing company specializing in social media marketing, leveraging generative AI to enhance and streamline marketing efforts. Without further ado, let's welcome Josiah.
Thank you.
Available to us?
What?
Recording be available to us?
Oh, it's on the Austin Tech Live YouTube channel. I can send it to you.
Would you do that?
It's on, yeah, it's through the Capital Factory.
We don't have to take notes. Go ahead.
Well, it doesn't come out as well as it should, so, but it's up to you. I always take notes.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
Howdy. I'm from Texas A&M. They trained us to say that. They jammed it down our throats. In order to graduate, we had to. But no, really a pleasure to be with you here tonight. It's actually kind of cool how this comes full circle. So my co-founder that helped me build this, and we started together, we're no longer working on this together. We each went our separate ways, but we met at a marketing startup like this. And it just took one of those. I mean, I was interested in doing like a startup, but I didn't really know, what it was going to be. And he was talking about stuff like this. He brought me up to talk about some of the little side hustles I was working on. We went out for coffee afterwards. And about a year later, I'm standing here in front of you guys. So it's kind of cool how that comes full circle and you just never know what's going to happen. So yeah, I would love to tell you a little bit about the background of Marky. It's definitely been a journey, and maybe we'll contextualize a little bit for you. This is my entire slide deck. After this slide, I'll demo the actual product. So we have thousands of people that are on it every day. We have about more than 50,000 businesses that have created content with Marky. We are publishing we've published over 200,000 pieces of content to over 20,000 different social channels across the world. We're active in basically every country, and I can show you a heat map of how Marky was looking today. It kind of looks like a Christmas tree when you look at the globe. So people are finding value in it, which is really cool. But it doesn't start like that. So the journey for me, so Zachariah, who we started it together, he kind of came at it from, he saw that he was helping authors that wanted to write their first book. And he saw that these authors would pour their life and soul into, their book that they've been waiting all their life to write. And then they thought it would go like crazy and sell like wildflowers? Wildfire. And of course, I forget the exact stats, but so many self-published books nowadays. How do you get that into the hands of the people that need it the most? So that's where he was coming at it from. And I was coming at it from a somewhat similar perspective. So my mom is a college consultant in North Idaho, which is the lowest educational state of all of the states. And so I think she really fits a need, but she's in her 60s and she doesn't at all know anything about marketing. She has a few clients, from referrals, but she is always telling me about how much she wants to help kids out there and they just don't know, and all this stuff that she wishes she could tell them. And so I saw that and I'm like, yes, people definitely do need your knowledge. And I think that is really what marketing is at its core, is like this says, how do we get anyone with a product, service, or idea to offer the world in front of those that need it the most. And so that's the world that Marky imagines. And one of my mantras is dream big, start small. And so that is kind of our 10-year vision, is we do imagine that world where marketing, the chasm is bridged by Marky. So where we're starting is in social media, and specifically organic social media marketing. So why did we start here? Well, it turns out that it was kind of like a hindsight's 2020 in a good way this time, because we didn't think of all the marketing channels and then chose this one. Instead, we saw that this was a need for the people that we were serving at that time, which was just a couple people, and we always tried to validate that need, de-risk as much as possible early on, and it ends up that was actually probably the best marketing channel that we could have started with. Why is that? Because a lot of the people that are just getting started with their product, service, or idea don't have the money yet to spend a lot of money on ads, and ad agencies really start at around $2,000. You might get some results, less than that, but really like an ad agency will start $2,000 a month, which a lot of people can't afford. So there's basically this gap between $0 and $2,000 of marketing that a lot of people don't know. Like they love, like my mom, right? She could talk for days about how kids need to take SATs and how we can prepare them better for that, and how picking a college or a major that you love will set you up for life. But she doesn't know how to market herself. She doesn't know the first thing about branding. She doesn't know the first thing about building a logo, or what her colors should be, or her fonts, or what channels she should be on, or what her strategy should be, or what she should be posting on Tuesday versus Wednesday, right? So there's kind of a huge, and also, we live in the world of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and these self-starters, which is awesome, but that's kind of new, where there's so many of these people. Like everyone nowadays is like a self-starter or something, right? You have like your side hustle. And so that's really where Marky is right now, is it supporting those people. So, that was about January of last year that kind of we are sitting at a coffee table and we were just talking about this as a crazy idea. And fast forward about 3 months, we had a Google Sheet basically where we were creating pieces of content that were super plain. Basically a wrapper on GPT that just plopped the text onto an image and then hooked it up literally using, if any of y'all are familiar with like Zapier or Make, a no-code solution. And we just had anywhere from 2 to 10 customers over that first 6 months, which if anyone's getting started with something, for the rest of my life, I'm probably going to advocate for that kind of way to start. I'm a software engineer, and I was building scalable systems at Tesla at the time, and so for me to use Google Sheets and a no-code solution felt like cheating. I felt like I was doing something wrong. But I think there's a lot of magic in that because it allowed us to iterate on those early customers. And I think one of the biggest pitfalls for anyone early on is the sunken cost fallacy. And I know that because I've fallen short of it, or fall into it many times, where you have this great idea in your head, and so you spend all night, you stay up all night, really investing in coding this thing out. How many people in here are software engineers? Okay, so we got some. You can code. Sure. Yeah. What are titles? But whether it's human capital or financial capital, the sunken cost is this idea that you put too much into it without, and what you really want early on is something that you can really quickly iterate on, that you don't have any problem throwing away everything you did and starting over. And so I think that was the magic of what we did for the first 6 months. We basically didn't write a line of code. And then once we saw that hey, these people are actually using this and they're kind of sticking around and they're paying for it, it was validated. And so we jumped into, at about 6 months, about August of last year, I hired my first contractor. I mean, this is where luck happened. You know, you can get a really bad contractor and you can go through a lot of those. I did go through a couple bad ones, but pretty quickly I got a really good contractor. We're still work together. He's full-time now. And he built out the front end. My brother, luckily enough, is a UX designer. So he designed the UX for our first website, and we started super simple. And we just started, so our first Stripe payment was in August. And then in September, we had a TikTok influencer do a video for us, pro bono. And that video blew up. And thankfully, you know, that validated the product, and, you know, people had a lot of opinions about it. And, you know, there's the haters out there. And I still like use that nowadays, like people saying this will never go anywhere, like this is total shit, you know, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, we'll see, like, you know. And so then about a month later, a couple months later, I quit my job at Tesla. But I think one thing, like, if I was giving advice, not that that's what you came here for, but like, I think I like taking risk, but I heard it said that like, the best way to take a risk is like when you just can't support both, like, anymore. And that's how it was at Tesla. Like, I would come in and like but like my brain wasn't there, right? And so I was like, I'm not being fair to Tesla because like I'm just thinking about Marky all day. And then like I would go home and work till like 3 a.m. and be like totally burnt out. And so it was just like too much to juggle both. So yeah, left in September, and that was like probably the most scary point in my life, like, you know, where you wake up with like cold sweats and stuff, because we were only at like about a $2,000 monthly revenue then. So, you know, that obviously just went into like supporting the business, and plus some, like, out of my savings, and we didn't take any investors, and we were just bootstrapping it. And so it was like pretty slim pickings for a little bit there, but glad I stuck with it. In December, my co-founder and I went different ways, and I continued with Marky, and he continued with his AI author company. And then in April, we hired on our CXO, and then last month we hired on our CTO, who's actually my mentor at Tesla, so he joined now as our CTO. And yeah, so he's really excited to have him on. Yeah, so now our team is about 8 full-time, and it's growing pretty rapidly. We're trying to recruit another guy from Tesla. He's pretty close to joining, but we'll see this weekend. And yeah, now we have like thousands of paying customers. We have a lot of people checking it out every day, and so that's kind of the journey. I just kind of wanted to give you a background and kind of how we got here a little bit. Before I continue, well, I know that we have a Q&A at the end, so maybe I should just demo.
Yeah, I mean, we do.
Okay. For sure.
Are we supposed to know, I'm sorry, does everybody know what Marky is? Because I don't. I'm trying to, is that what you guys?
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. So Marky is, our tagline is 30 days of content in 5 minutes. So it's an AI social media generator, and it's basically, think of it as your AI social media companion. So it helps you with your social media strategy and basically figures out how to grow your social media channels and get you engagement and ultimately lead to your sales funnel.
This does content writing?
Yeah, content writing, image generation, content scheduling. Mm-hmm.
Is it still a wrapper of GPT or something else? You have your own model?
Yeah, good question. So right now we are sitting on top of OpenAI GPT-4 with some customizations, but you know we're like working on different ways to either fine-tune the models or do some like more complex things to improve their content quality. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So great. All right. Well, let me show you the product. So does anyone have a URL that we can try this out with today?
What do you mean by URL? Like
To your
website?
business? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's yours?
Checkmate, CHKM8
CHKM8
dot APP.
ABP?
APP like that.
Oh, sweet. Okay, let's check this out.
It's down, right?
Yeah, no, I bet it's the internet if I was to guess.
Here we go.
Cool. Okay, so this is a website. All right, dating. Okay, so not all websites allow bots to scrape them, but let's see if this one's set up to allow it. So Marky starts by, so one thing is we wanted to reduce friction as much as possible for people who don't know anything about branding or marketing. So we go through, we scan your website, we understand your business, we search the web, we find your target audience, and do a lot of other stuff that just skipped past. But by the end of it, so when we started, we asked people to fill out, hey, what's your niche? What tone do you want to take? What are your core values of your company? What is your audience that you're serving? What are their pain points? What are their objectives? We were asking all of this as part of the onboarding, and we realized that the niche we're hitting has no idea how to answer those questions. So we're like, okay, we'll answer them for you. So that's why we just take a URL from your blog or website, and we create everything from there. So I'm going to actually zoom in because I bet it's kind of hard to see.
So this was generated by your AI.
Yeah. So you review your business summary, and then we also generate these call to actions. I would, if I was helping, I would probably say like, oh, it might be good to like include a link here or something. Maybe the AI didn't find links like how do you subscribe, for your call to actions. But anyways, those are details. You pick your promotion level, your emoji level, language, and then you go on to content topics. So under content topics, if you have any background in like social media marketing, you have this idea of like topic pillars. So basically think of it this way. If someone's coming to your channel, why are they coming to your channel? Well, they expect you to talk about certain things, right? And so if you ever like watch YouTubes about social media strategy, they say, you should focus your channel around these things. And so that's what this is. So your content topics are, let's see, the first 3 here. We generated 10 for you, but you can tell us, are these pretty relevant to like what you'd be talking about on your socials?
Sure, yeah.
So next is branding. So we realize people are not very good at branding, and obviously it's not everyone, but what colors look good with other colors? Like what's a good background color and an accent color, and like how do you choose a text color that has like contrast to your back? Like there's things like that some people are good at it if they like it, but a lot of people that are just starting out don't know how to answer that. So we pull as much of that as possible, use color theory and whatnot. So in this case, it's pretty simple. What your brand color was, your logo we got from your website. Headshot would be great to upload. If we don't do this by, like some people, if they are like solopreneurs, yet their face is part of the brand. Other people use the headshot for other stuff. Actually, I saw someone yesterday that uploaded a QR code to their headshot, which that's fine. It's just that some posts we use the headshot, others we use the logo, and so.
Can you edit the colors?
Sorry?
Can you edit the colors?
Yeah, you definitely can. Oh, back to that.
Customize?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can check the colors, and then we have this, something cool in Dev that's probably going to be released tomorrow that you can add like multiple color palettes, and then it'll choose between those and stuff like that. So we're always expanding.
So this does it automatically create your branding guidelines?
Yeah, it's like creating all that for you.
So do you also help like enhancing the material overall, or iterate on the material, etc.?
Yeah, so we're working to build out a closed, so the question was if you iterate on the material to improve it. And so the ideal for Marky is to create a closed loop system. So kind of going back into like the philosophy of, if I was giving you like an actual pitch, it's like an investor or something, I would tell you that basically up till now, we've had in the last 10 years, we've had really good analytics that have been built out. So think of that as like half of the loop, right? So from the wild, from like deployed stuff down through analytics, you get like actionable results, right? But then now with generative AI, we can actually close that loop. We can take those actionable results and put new stuff out into the wild. And so that's kind of where Marky sits, is it's that closed loop system. So something that Marky's working on is, and my background's in statistics and machine learning, and so I'm personally passionate about this field as well, is how do we take those actionable results that, again, like an ad agency, like part of why you pay them so much is they take the world of data, which is complex, and they say like, this is what the data is telling you, and this is what you need to do about it. And whether you do that or not, like that's another challenge, right? And so what if like AI did all that? Like it didn't even have to tell you what to do, it just produced better content that you're like, yeah, this looks better. I don't know why, but like it looks better, you know, and it's performing better. Like, so that's what we're doing.
And then matching it with the trends of the market and et cetera as well.
Yep, matching it with the trends. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so there's a few ways we do that. So one way that we're working on is, I mean, there's automated ways and manual ways to like, I call it the trendyizer. There's probably a better word than that. Also, Marky was one of those words that like, when we were starting out, we actually just got a trademark on it, which is funny because we never planned to use it. It was one of those things, you know, when like, I don't know, personally, I'm the kind of guy that I'm like, when you're starting out on something, all that matters is product. Nothing else matters. Like build product, nothing else. Like don't care about like if you're an LLC or C Corp. Don't care about who like gets what stuff. Like don't care about like your name. Like at the very beginning, like it's product or nothing. And so for me, I was like driving home and like it was such like a throwaway thing that I'm like, we'll figure it out later. Just call it Marky for now. And it stuck. So I guess there's that.
Tell us about, I mean, is someone named Mark or?
So it kind of came, so, yeah, no, I mean, it's like marketing, right? It's like a playful way to, like, your AI marketing assistant is named Marky. Like, that's the idea, kind of. And actually, the little product that I had before this, which was just a total side hustle, was like a reminder, like a bot that you could text and just super natural language about when you wanted to be reminded about something, and it would text you back then. Because I just hated all the reminder apps that were out there and it found it easier to text. So I called that Remy, for short for reminders, and so Marky kind of came from that.
Are you able to show any posts that you've generated for any?
Yeah, definitely. And sorry, everything's messed up because I haven't super zoomed in. So let's try to zoom out here. So that was the onboarding. Obviously, we took a lot longer on it, but the idea is that you could get through it in like 30 seconds. You can just say, yep, looks good, I'm done, right?
So can I ask a question? I mean, I know I don't want to take 2 minutes of question and answer, but so you're saying that this is 30 seconds of onboarding, and I know it's probably a little bit more and such, but so you would come up with the questions, the owner or whoever, then the answer, yeah, confirm, and automatically. So you don't go through the whole process of identifying the flavor or the how they use the voice. How that all comes in automatically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you don't do analysis with the owner to say what's your product going to be about. But
that's why we scanned your website. So we figured all that out for you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our conversions, like from people visiting our landing page to like actually trying the product are like really high, and I think that's why, because like there's basically no friction. I mean, we could take out we could have taken you directly to these posts, and that's an experiment we could run, you know. But I don't know. For some, like I think people like it. Like when I've been on user interviews, they're like, "Oh wow, it figured all this out for me," you know. So I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, so obviously it takes you through the thing, blah, blah, blah. I'll show you that. But these are the first posts that it generated for you. So, okay, so let's see. The first one it says is, I'm convinced fostering authentic connections in online dating is the best advice to live by. It creates a foundation of trust. It ensures you're both on the same page. It allows your true self to shine. Put your name and your... So it's simple, right? But statistics show people like simple. It's funny, when we design more and more complicated templates, like the simple stuff does well.
Memes.
Yeah, we generate memes. Mm-hmm. So obviously we generate the captions for you. and you can modify the captions.
This is so cool.
Thanks. You know, by doing whatever you want here.
And your captions, everything you produce is gonna be in the bright, follows those guidelines.
Yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah, go ahead.
Also do videos, can you?
Yeah.
We're working on that. Yeah, we're working on that. So let me take a quick, so roadmap, one of the things we do is we build in public. So every product, every feature is first something that a user has asked for, and then other people upvote. And the things that get upvoted the most are what we work on. And the thing that is upvoted the most right now is reels and videos. So we have over 700 votes of people asking for reels and videos. What's really nice about building in public like this is, how do we build reels and videos? What exactly are people wanting? Well, we have pages of people telling us exactly what they want. So you never have to build in the dark and think like, oh, am I hitting the mark? And we do, we have like a culture of like customer-driven, customer obsession. So all our engineers are like basically required to have customer interviews every week, engage with the customers. We have a very active chat support. We really prioritize chat support. We have 24/7 chat support, and I've trained them all on like tying together this roadmap. So anything anyone asks for, they are trained on how to look it up in this roadmap, send them the link, ask them to upvote it, all that. So we have this public roadmap of what's in development.
So I'm sorry, you're fascinating when you're discussing, because I have to ask a question. So what you're saying here is that, because I'm hiring content writers as we speak, so what you're saying is that you take what other people have said about the subject matter, and then you can determine what the video is that you should be showing, you should be creating?
Yeah, and we create that video, yeah. That's what, it's in development, but yeah, that's.
When is that going to be ready?
Right, that's the big question. It's on our roadmap for next month. Yeah. I would put, to manage expectations, I would say 2 to 3 months, but to my devs, I would say next month.
Early buyer discount?
Yeah. Actually, one thing we're doing is we are grandfathering in everyone that is, you know, an early adopter basically. So obviously once Reels come out, there's like a lot more AI and server costs to us, but we're gonna grandfather in like people that are signed up early. So, sorry, that was a caveat. I can go back to that. I love this part of the business, so I'm happy to talk about that more. But yeah, so we do memes, you know, we find your right imagery. We do like, if you are familiar with like embedding spaces and blah, blah, blah. But basically we find like the imagery that's gonna be best for you, it's gonna perform the best for you. And yeah, so you got all these different themes. We currently have like more than 500 like different design templates, and then the AI takes those design templates and like customizes them for your brand. But we're releasing like hundreds of new templates every month. We have a full-time designer on staff, and so she produces really beautiful memes, or themes, I think, yeah.
When is this going to be available in Spanish?
It is available in every language.
No kidding.
Yeah, so like I said, we have people from every country. Let me see if I can show you.
Which social media platforms do you go to?
Oh yeah, so this is from today. So this is who's online right now, or was this morning. Yeah, we have a lot of people from Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and other places. But yeah, no, it's funny when you get like some crazy languages. Like someone yesterday was like, "Oh, why isn't your website supporting RTL languages?" And I'm like, "What even is that?" I had to look it up. And like it's like right to left. So like, you know, people like speaking Hebrew or something like expect the entire interface to like be from right flowing left. And I'm like, okay, we have not considered that. Sorry.
Are you gonna have like a filter implementation?
So how do you mean filter?
So say for example, I want specifically videos that are X, Y, Z. Are you gonna be able to implement that into the
XYZ? A little bit more on that.
Yeah. So like the niche would be dating. I want like a video with pictures of like a couple or something. Are you able to kind of do that? Like you write into a prompt or it's like a filter or something?
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways you can do that. So like kind of filter and kind of hone in your content. Yeah. So we haven't gotten into that. So the idea of the product, and I think any good product, is to give an initial wow and then allow them to customize as much as they want.
Can
And-
you try another website, maybe something from B2B? Like
Yeah, sure. Well, they'll do that. But yeah, so
I'm liking the freebie myself.
Sorry.
I'm liking the freebie myself.
Yeah, no, you can keep using it. I mean, obviously this was all free, like there's no paywall. Also, one thing we did I think worked out pretty well is you notice I didn't ask you to sign up at any point. So super low friction. We generate carousels. So this is like a carousel. And I think one thing that people like about this too is it's like a feed. And so it kind of people like described it as addictive. Like people will come on and like plan to spend like 5 minutes and they'll keep generating more posts because also we like automate, we find out when say optimal time to post and like so we figure out all the scheduling for you. So all you have to do is basically like swipe right on the stuff that you like. And so it's just like, you know, on social media it's kind of like addictive because you're just one more swipe, right? And like that's exactly what this is. So it's just like an infinite feed of content that we generate for you and like before people know it they're like, I just scheduled out my next year of content. We're like, yeah.
So kind of like what Olga said about B2B, because I've been doing this in parallel to what you've been doing. I did it for my own website, which is B2B.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I love the stuff, but it seems like it's very kind of Instagram centric. I don't know if you do like stuff that's more
LinkedIn-ish.
LinkedIn centric.
Yeah. So that goes back to our roadmap. Let's see which one is that.
Oh, roadmap.
Customizing for each social.
So at this point, the only platform is the social media platform you're on is.
No, we support all the major social media platforms. So we integrate with all of these and we automatically post to all of them. And so it's so we are working on, I was looking for the ticket, but like customizing for each platform. So the future of Marky is one where you kind of have the idea is like kind of, you have one post, but then you can go through and you can see what it will look like on every different social, and it will be optimized for each social.
Does that change just content or tone?
A little bit of both, yeah. So there's like structure, so like tweets, right? Like tweets need to be broken into like a tweet or a thread. And a tweet you have to let, and then on LinkedIn, only the first 2 or 3 lines show. So like the hook has to be like really strong there. So each social has like a very different, and also like, you know, LinkedIn, they don't have hashtags as much. And so there's like all these different little things. So, you know, kind of creating a fine-tuned model for each social and then piecing so that you can like click into one of these posts and then you can like customize it for each social. That's coming, yeah.
So I go and create 30 days of content.
Mm-hmm.
Do users come back then? Like 30 days later, like how does that look from a retention perspective?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, I mean, it's kind of a weird, like, a lot of SaaSes like to report monthly active users or even daily active users. I've never measured that for us, but I also don't know that that would be a strong indicator for us. Because someone comes in, schedules a year, okay, great, we have them for a year. Like they're not going to cancel because they've like invested that, right? But they're probably not going to come back on the platform. So, yeah, there's a lot of analytics I need to do, to be honest. But I don't know the exact answer to that. Yeah. Yes.
So you were saying that the AI chooses like what is the best content or images for each post. It's 2 questions. What is that based off of? To like. Like, oh, this is what it's going to be like for your brand. And then the second is, as far as analytics, and this is from a conversation that I heard, podcast type of thing, where an agency was saying that they wouldn't usually use schedule platforms for social media because they saw that the social media itself didn't like them not using the actual platform to post, and using a third-party platform to schedule all that out, and it affected like kind of what he was asking in the analytics, like, and goes with the retention based on like how well are those posts performing once they're scheduled, as opposed to like some of them getting like I guess shadow banned or what.
Yeah, that's a good question. As far as like the social media is not liking a scheduler tool, that's kind of out for debate. You know, no one's, I don't think, released an official like announcement about that. And some stuff is a little bit of snake oil, like when it comes to like ads and stuff. It's like, oh, I think it's this or something. I don't know. I have had some, like a couple people report that, not a lot.
Like if I repost from like TikTok to Instagram, it's like the engagement on that post is like very like drastically lower than if I were to just maybe download, scrape that video from a third party platform and then using the actual Instagram to post that same video. The performance changes drastically.
So there's one difference there. Like you're doing that within the platform, so it knows that you're sharing the exact same content, right? Yeah, so that's one difference is like they know that you're sharing the same content. Like they might be able to
it's just something that I
yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people do use schedulers, and it kind of goes back to like, okay, it's like yes, if you could. So a lot of people use our software to post once or twice a day, and it's like, yeah, I guess if you could hop on your phone and consistently for an entire year hop on and share it manually to each social, maybe that would be best, right? But like, who's going to do that, right? So it's like the 80-20. It's like, this will get you 80% of the way there. Like, yeah, maybe if you hire someone for like a few $1,000s, they can sit there and like manually post it to each. But but no. So the vision for Marky, like the 1-year vision, is for my mom basically to be able to come into a software and it just have
Okay. Just a quick question. So instead of putting the brand website, can I put some other link, such as like the Instagram of the brand, and then it like does an analysis of Instagram?
Yeah,
account?
That's a good question. A lot of people from our analytics try that. We are close to supporting that, but it's just one of those things that's on the backlog.
Okay.
Yeah.
To kind of piggyback off of that, for example, we've got a lot more information in some internal documents for Rebel versus what sits on the website. Is there the ability to upload those documents so that they're consumed? Is that on the roadmap?
Let's see where it's at.
Let's see what's on the roadmap.
Ability to upload a folder of your images, working on that. Ability to upload your own post, we finished that. Where is it? Upload files to train the AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And generally when?
3 months. Yeah. I'm really excited about that because it actually goes along with another one, which is more specific posts.
When it goes and scrapes the website, is it only following the links on the website? Or for instance, like if I have a roadmap that's not necessarily linked from the front page, is it going to go and scrape that info?
Yeah.
Like every, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can hide it that way, but this would pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what is your ideal person that administers this for you? Do you hire a marketing pro to do this? Do you hire, what do you look at that when you want to hire someone to run your content for you using this system? Can almost anybody do it?
Yeah, that's our idea, is to democratize it so you don't have to have someone. But that said, we do have a lot of clients or customers that are agencies. We do have an agency package, right? And so we do support, or are in the process of supporting, white labeling. So what it will look like is it will be a white labeled, and then you can go in, edit the post, do kind of the human filtering, and then just present a white labeled like link to your client that just shows the post, and they just click approve or comment, and they're just like reviewers, to just kind of have them in the loop. So the future of Marky is to not replace agencies, but to empower them to do what they probably always wanted to do in the first place, which is scale themselves. A huge problem that agencies have, I'll get to you in just a second, is that they can't scale themselves. So this is going pretty far down the route, but we imagine a marketplace where agencies can upload, we have this whole like idea of campaigns, and we have like a way to structure like what works in the marketing world, and for agencies to be able to encapsulate that in a reproducible product that they could either sell via the marketplace, or they could hold private to themselves and say, if you want this super successful campaign, you can work with me, kind of thing. And so that now allows agencies to replicate themselves and scale themselves beyond anything that they've been able to do nowadays. And thus fulfill our vision of the future, where anyone with any product service idea can get it in front of those that need it the most.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm actually the founder of an agency, so
Okay.
it sounds very relevant to me. But we work mostly with LinkedIn and with the longer formats, like longer texts. And what you showed us, it's more about like pictures and short text. Do you generate longer formats, longer text?
Yeah, so we haven't even got into the customization yet, but so under business summary, which actually the dev version that we're releasing tomorrow is like a lot cooler, I think. On the business summary, let me see if it pulls up. If not, go back. But you can control the text output. Text-only posts are on our roadmap. We haven't like prioritized it because I don't know, like it's low-hanging fruit for sure, right? We just like turn off the image. So, but not a ton of people are asking for it, but I can see its value.
Yeah,
so
pictures are okay, but we need some longer formats.
So that's where you control it here. So there's these things you can control about your business, and the writing style is one thing that you wanted to control there. So you want more sentences in your, let's turn this up to 10. Cool, we have longer content now.
So since you guys work, I guess, closely with agencies, like, have you guys run into like brands that have very strict design guidelines, like, okay, we need the font to be this way, color to be like this color scheme? If so, like, what kind of customization options are there to kind of meet that requirement, if that's relevant?
Yeah. So under branding, you can control, so this is where there's a logo, a headshot, and this is not released yet, so you're getting the view of something that's not released yet, but you can provide multiple palettes, and you can choose your header font, you can upload your own, your body font, and then under themes, you can see all the preloaded themes that we have, and so each of these, think of them as design buckets, and so you can enable different themes to fit your brand. And then we're also like working on features, obviously, if you're an agency, to be able to upload your own themes. And again, that's something that you could sell on the marketplace, or you can keep for yourself and say, if you want these, you can work with me, kind of thing. So a lot of ways that we can like enable agencies to bring their unique skills to the table. But right now, like if you want a lot of variety in your post, be happy and select every theme. If you want like your brand to look super specific and you only post like this kind of thing, then only select one theme. So that's kind of one way to control it. Yeah.
What if you have product specific things? Like, does it know, hey, let's put these joggers on this woman and put a picture up there?
No, it doesn't do that right now. Yeah. I mean, obviously e-commerce is something we have our eyes on. I think there's a lot of value there. Like, if we could figure out that, oh, this website that you just gave us is like e-commerce, you have like 1,000 products, like it would be pretty cool if we took all the pictures, removed the background, put it on like a nice landscape, and like created you 1,000 posts with all your products. Like that would be awesome, but it's on the roadmap. Yeah.
As part of the scraping is brand voice. I think that goes on with the text generated.
It does, yeah. Yeah, that was tone right here.
I have a question just about your journey. So you mentioned you used like a no-code solution in the beginning just to be able to iterate quickly. Which no-code did you prefer?
Oh, I don't know that it's a question of what I preferred. I don't really know about no-code solutions, so we used Make. Make.com. Like it's kind of Zapier's little brother, I think. But I mean, they all, I guess, work.
Is it good?
Yeah. Yeah. I've used Zapier. I use Zapier nowadays to like just set up like super simple like automations, for stuff I don't want to code out, and I love it. So I think whatever you choose is fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you able to like, just to be a little bit more specific with the text generating rather than using like a general prompt? Are you able to like, let's say if you have already kind of like a set of writing posts where you have like a very particular voice, what I mean. Are you able to train that based on your own like text, or?
So by writing, yeah. Okay, so there's writing samples.
Okay, cool.
So you add writing samples of past things you've written.
Okay, so I have a question. I mean, when blogging came out, everybody bought the blogging AI software. Everybody complained that, oh, it's a blogging article. So are we basically going to turn away industry-wise because of AI, that everyone will say, okay, well, this marketing intelligence is done by AI versus, and it's cheaper. I mean, I love it, but I mean, that eventually will come, we'll say, well, that's an AI, but then the standard will be AI.
No, that's a great question. So I've wrestled with that a lot and thought about it. But back to kind of the vision that we can hopefully get to as soon as possible is that we come from a belief that the people who are using us have value to offer the world. They just don't know how to articulate it or get it into the hands of the right people, right? So we're not, yes, right now, we're kind of, you do stuff to get you to the next place, right? And so right now we do use GPT to like basically write the captions. Right. But the future is, like I was saying, with my mom coming in and using this, and if we ask her the right question, she can talk for hours. That's plenty of content. Now all we have to do is slice and dice it, make it trendy, add some grammar, add some ands and buts, and we've used actually her words, and if she's comfortable, we can record the interview, we can create like TikTok videos, and so it's like now 90% human, 10% AI, but it's the 10% that the human really doesn't want to do or know how to do. And so that's where we're moving towards. So yeah, the AI content that we create right now is kind of like, I don't want to call it necessary evil, but it's like, it's a stepping stone to where we're going.
Yeah, and so much of marketing has been based on, the client sees, for brand awareness, they see you 7 times, 8 times.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
See, so I think that falls with, especially someone with me with entry level, is going to say, hey, if I can put my product in front of a client for 7 or 8 times and they're aware of it, they're not going to be afraid of it when it's brought to them.
Exactly.
So it serves my purpose, but I can see down the road as you get into your 5th year, 10th year, and you want to refine, maybe you bring in an expert that does the word of the tongue. This is definitely something great for a guy like me that's just starting out.
And I think that's where an agency also, like in the future of Marky, has like a unique place, is they can kind of bridge that if they need more videos from a person, or like kind of that human aspect of like, hey, we need you to like do this interview with the AI or something so we can like get like you, we want you, like people want connection, right? And also, yeah, so you do like, I feel like when you're building a product, you're defined just as much as by what you say you won't do as much as you say you will do. And so we've had people ask if we will create like a AI bot that will respond to comments, and that's where I put my foot down and say no. Also kind of funny, humorously, or maybe ironically, people are really surprised that we employ humans. I have 3 humans that around the clock do our chat support. I use no AI in that. And people love us for that, and they're really surprised by it. But, I still believe humans want to talk to humans. The way that Marky is at top of the funnel, right? Marky's top of the funnel. But if you've gotten someone, like it takes a ton of work for you to create all this content so that hopefully one day someone replies, right? So that's the spot that Marky fills. But once that person replies, they're trying to talk to you. So that's why I'm like, no, you reply. And so Marky is going to build out like an inbox where you can see all your notifications across all your platforms and you can reply to them. But I think that's a line that like Marky draws in the sand. Yeah. Because yeah, especially in the world of AI, like 5-10 years out, like when everything's AI, like Marky's going to be the brand, I hope, that people are like, oh, I'm like, they posted that with Marky, I know it's real. Like I know it's them. Like I know this is genuine and authentic. And so that's where we're moving towards.
Are you raising venture fund money?
No.
Why not?
Doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Because it's just growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, good for you, man.
Thanks.
That's great.
Start, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I have thoughts about that too, but you guys can only listen to me jab along for so long. Yeah, so yeah, you can obviously edit all your topics and control your business and branding. And
so how long did it take your mom to figure it all out?
It's an iterative process. Yeah.
Well,
I've had to.
I'll become the manual.
I'm her manual. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's funny. She's actually an editor as well, and so she's Marky's official editor. So she goes through and like every email, like big email we send, or like official announcement, or the website. Like she's in there like editing this. Yeah. Like people care about it.
Are users like people or businesses?
That's a good question. It's a thin line. Like it's a thin line for solopreneurs, right? Like, are they businesses or people? Like,
yeah, okay, that's what I meant. Like individuals or.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe y'all can answer that better than me. Like, are solopreneurs B2B or B2C?
They can be both.
No, but I think what she's asking is that are most of your customers actually, organizations with multiple employees, or is it?
Yeah, that's my question. It's like numbers.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that on my run out the other day. I'm like, we should release a survey that like asks them that, because I don't know. Yeah.
So what's the biggest technical challenge and non-technical challenge that you're currently faced with?
I mean, technical challenge, honestly, it's just how fast can we pump out code? Like, we have a strong product roadmap. We know exactly what people want. Like, basically, we know how to build it. We're not building the next self-driving car. Like, there's things that will have to be figured out along the way, but I'm not too worried about figuring that out. So I don't think there's a ton of, I think most of the challenge right now is on the non-technical side. Scaling the team, people management, like how do you get everyone to have this same vision and hop on board, and communication and all that. Like, a lot of it's pretty new for me, so.
And has your marketing been mostly, the content that
you want to see Marky's Marky?
Are you eating your own dog food or drinking champagne, I guess?
So let's
paid ads or anything?
So we're doing paid ads. Paid ads and influencer marketing is the #1 way we're growing. Actually, we just put out a blog today that's how did Marky market Marky. Let's see, I forget even what the.
So can you actually take an influencer, have her say the alphabet, a few speeches, and then you can use that influencer to create ads and such for yourself? She gets compensated for it, you get, and I can hire an influencer and not even meet them.
Not meet them? Sorry? I'm sorry, I'm not
deep fake influencers.
Oh, so that's another.
I can't afford it.
Yeah, that's another place that.
Time savings on this is
Yeah, Marky's drawing a line. Yeah.
Do you have an affiliate program?
We do. Yeah, 30% lifetime of the customer. Yeah.
Okay, so give us just the magic number. What's the number you're asking for us to join your service?
It's free.
It's free for first 10 posts, and then it's a whole $1 for a month, and then it starts at $20 and a month, and then if you want like the pro version that gives you all the bells and whistles, it's like $46, and if you're an agency, it starts at $200, and then just scales with how many clients you have. So we have agencies with like over 100 clients using Marky.
How many clients do you have, or how many people are you guys servicing right now?
Well, there's definitely worth coming to your class.
Thanks. Over 50,000 businesses have demoed Marky. We have about 2,000 monthly paying customers. So still just starting out, but people are using it. Like, people notice when stuff goes down.
Have you guys not experienced any server issues?
Oh, every day. Yeah. Yeah.
How did you get people from all over the world to be using them?
Influencers have like a large reach. Like Facebook ads, we're not like limiting it to any geo region. And we launched an AppSumo, if you guys know about that. Yes. So, okay, cool. Well, we haven't. Price just went up today, but we do have it on AppSumo for 2 more weeks. So if you want a lifetime membership, you can buy it right now. Yeah, this is our blog about how we got to our first 1,000 customers. But anyways. Yeah, what else? Thanks for all the questions. Oh, you wanted to see how Marky. Yes. Okay, so once you have all the generated posts, and then it's funny because we're marketing to agencies actually. It doesn't look as good up there, but you can like save them to your drafts. You can schedule them, and then we have like a schedule queue. So if you don't like care as much about exactly when each post goes out, you just say schedule, and we figure that out for you. Yeah, you can drag them up and down, and so we kind of have a thing. Oh, and you can upload your own posts too, so your own images or videos, and then you can have the AI write the caption, or you could. But yeah, kind of what Marky's doing right now is we are doing like a pattern of like a, I guess you could call it strategy, I don't know, pattern of a meme, a feature release post, a user review, and then like another meme, and then another piece of content that Marky generated, and then like repeat that. And we have out scheduled for the next month, so. Oh, this one's pretty interesting. Okay. Wait, you guys are getting more sales? Absolutely. Social media isn't just about cool memes and viral videos. It's the powerhouse for business growth. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, anyways. It's fun.
Who are your first 5 employees? Which all disciplines?
First 5 employees, well, obviously, so do you mean like W-2 employees or just like in contractors or employees? Okay. So me, Zachariah was like the one that started our marketing. Elisha, my brother, who's now the CXO, he did all the UX design, everything you see here. Started with his designs. Abdul is our front-end engineer. I'm back-end engineer, so I was able to take that on up until recently. And then a designer that started building out our designs. Yeah. Now to that, we've added another, besides our CTO, we've added another backend engineer. We're trying to hire on another full stack engineer next week. We have a full-time video editor, another backend engineer, and 3 chat support people.
And you did it all on bootstrapping. You didn't take investors on. No VC, no angel.
So I did just do a pretty low friends and family round. Mostly because I just kind of wanted to get a couple of friends and family like involved, because I'm like, hey, you guys jump on the train kind of thing. Best friend from and my brother, my other brother, and that allowed us to hire on our CTO a few months earlier. So I was like,
do you feel like as a founder now that you've made it, that this is going to work? Are you over that hump saying this is going to work?
That's always the question, but yeah, I think once we crossed like a certain line, like I was like, okay, this will go somewhere. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. This is great. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Even though you're from A&M.
Yeah, even though. UT?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Who are your, competitors right now? Are you guys over your shoulders and see what they're doing? Yeah.
So the competitor I respect the most is Predis. They're out of India, and they've been doing it for longer than us. They have a great platform. One of our competitive advantages, I think, is like our UX and like our feed of content, like kind of the bulk generation idea. But they have like videos, they can do videos, we can't yet. I think that's a major advantage they have over us. And I really like everything that the founder does. So that's the one I respect the most. Follower is a pretty new one. I think they're just as old as us. They're out of Mexico. And then one that originally I thought, there's a few things that can absolutely sink your brand. And even once you think you've made it. And one of those is getting a bad reputation. And so there's this one competitor that I was like kind of scared of at the beginning. They're called Ad Creative, and I don't know if this is just BS at this point, but like they had all these, they did a bunch of marketing about how they're like the fastest growing software of 2023, and they had all these badges. They put their name, or they got their name or whatever on like the New York Times, or New York, like that big billboard, so like the big shots, right? And so I feel like as a startup, like when it's just your side hustle and stuff like that, those are the guys you're scared of, right? But then like the more I found out about them like and research, like I found out that they really ran their name into the ground. They like, I don't know if they intentionally did it, but they like scammed a bunch of people. And like now any ad they put out, there's like angry faces on like every ad. And I'm like, that's just, and it will say like 19 comments, but they're all deleted. And so I'm like, that's how you ruin yourself. And so that was a cautionary tale to myself that you can scale too fast, where you make a bad decision, you don't support your customers well, and you can run yourself into the ground no matter how successful you are. So those are kind of the competitive landscape. There's a bunch of others, but those are the ones I keep my eye on.
Yeah, I tried app creative.
Okay.
It's funny because it looked promising, but when you start using it, like the contents are very, there's not a lot of customization options.
Yeah.
I feel like the platform, at least when you demo, it seems a lot more flexible, also like more user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big differentiator.
Yeah, so my brother worked at Apple actually, and so I think like a lot of that, idolized like human interface, like making it as user friendly as possible kind of comes from that. And we do pride ourselves on that. But I think that's another like general lesson I think for all of us probably know it already here, that like there's so much vaporware out there nowadays, and like especially when you're starting out, like you're like, oh, I have this great idea, and then you just like Google search it and you're like, oh, everyone's already done it, and like they have 10 million features and like I'll never be able to do that, and like and then but like so many of them you just poke a tiny little hole and all crumbles, and you're like, oh, okay, like big scary like wizard behind the cape kind of thing, right? Like so many are like that right now. Yeah.
Thank you. Cool.
Yeah, thanks y'all.
Any other questions?
You guys are free to go. You can ask questions.
That was great, Joseph. Here, let's get another photo.
Hey, everybody,
Wait, we get another photo.
Well, we're gonna do one like this. I'm put on my website.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, man, that's great.
Thanks for your time.
What's your last name?
Code.
COD?
COAD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I work in Congress, Texas, and we have international entrepreneurs that are solo.
Oh, yeah.
So this would be really interesting.
Yeah, cool. All right, yeah, good to connect.
Everybody wants to, we're gonna take our photo fast.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for all the questions.
That was
Yeah.
super great.
Yeah, good questions.
Appreciate it.
Here,
I'm
where's
upstairs at Capital Factory. This is probably one of the best events I've been to.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
how you add to me is like, just so you know, thank you.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah, yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that. Thank you.
That was very inspiring. I really like your approach of like just product focus and don't waste time on other.
Yeah, thanks. That's so easy to
That's
get.
a compliment.
Yeah.
We do a lot of capital factories.
I think we already got it. We already got it. Here.
I was about to enter Capital Factory, like the program.
I could have sworn it was you on that plane
because
exact same
So I don't know if I made that decision.
I walked up and started walking out of the plane, and I was about to say, "Oh God," but I wasn't sure if it was you.
Walking.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was
Pretty. So he and I had a big conversation.
Oh, that was hard.
Because I wanted to.
It was a little while.
He gives a class, I really like this class.
Cool. Okay.
And that's what he said. He's a bootstrap, but he doesn't want to see.
Oh, you're
I'm doing it for my in-house company.
Okay. He said, I'll think about it. I'm like, 5%. So that's why, I mean, when you were saying that, I was like, oh, she wants to grab it. But it's really good. I mean, I think it's a good product. Because I tried it last year when he was, Zachariah was here, and I met Zach, that's who he got involved with, and Zachariah was promoting my Marky a year ago. So I tried it, I said, oh my God, this is so cool. But then you go on to other stuff. So it's been around, they've been working on this for a while, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger, I think.
Because what's in ours,
Yeah.
you already mentioned that.
Yeah, and I
Looks
get
very
it.
Instagram.
Exactly,
It does.
exactly.
Well, no, that's what I thought it was. It's all for Instagram. But
For B2C program.
yeah, B2C. But it's something to try. You try it and you tell us.
But I like the
Because I
fact that
know
you
you're
can
gonna
increase.
go
I like the fact that you can increase the content length.
I noticed it. Yeah, I like that.
And if you just like leave out the images or something, or,
He said that it's only 10 sentences maximum, if I remember correctly. But I've opened the most successful post I had on LinkedIn, and I counted the number of sentences, and it was 22.
22, really? That was
your most successful post?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
I have to tell you though, I get bored, I start reading it, and when they're so long, I'm like, I don't want, I'm just, dude, it's gotta be like a certain night, or people.
But if it's a topic that you're really interested in, you'll read the whole thing.
Well, I mean, it depends how long it is. I don't care how interested in it I am.
If it's about food, food topics, you'll read the whole thing.
No, I won't, because there's some girl I'm following lately, and I'll initially start reading it all, and then I was like, okay, how long is this?
No, but I'll tell you what, long content works though. I mean,
I'm sure everybody's reading it, but I'm
like long sales letters work as well.
I'm unique. I want to scan it and see if it's something I'm interested in.
Well, there's different types of people that. I mean, there's like 4 different styles.
See, I just go. And then I see if I'm gonna waste my. I want to know more, and then I'll jump on it. And I do love food, but there's just certain things about food. My brain works very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, very quickly. I've got like 5 things going on all the time. It's like jumping on there, jumping on there, jumping on there. People are like, I can't help it. That's how I'm built, you know. And I gotta go and learn and be and take it in all. But I've been that way since I was a kid. So
I recently read research about LinkedIn algorithms, and it says that LinkedIn prioritizes different formats for different people. For example, if you always like watching videos, it will show you more videos. If you like reading,
isn't that TikTok's algorithm? Kind of like how that.
TikTok is just all video.
Yeah, it's just
no, but I'm thinking of content. Like if you started showing, or even Instagram, if you started looking at one thing, whether it's video and
no, but that's topics though. What she's talking about is types, content types.
But it's still similar.
I mean, every social network has an algorithm that prioritizes what are the topics that you're interested in.
Or not even the topics, but the video. So if you're looking at video all the time, so then everybody's going to try and post video, right?
But on LinkedIn it works this way that you need to mix formats, because this is how you work on different people. Yeah? For example, in your audience you have people who love videos, who love reading, who love, I don't know, shorts, texts and photos, and if you'd like to reach all of them, you need to mix formats. This is LinkedIn specific.
Right.
You gotta mix it up.
And here I'm actually didn't see a lot of various formats.
Well, but you gotta really try it. I mean, he didn't have enough time to, and you could try it at home or when you get home. Because I switch on, and that's the other thing with my brain. The day is never long enough, and so I'm focusing on 3 things that I'm going to stay with. You know what I mean? Like content marketing. Where did Charlie go?
The State Department.
Sweet.
Because, it's just too much. Like I used to do web development. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do brands. I don't want to do that was my thing. But I don't want to. It's a nickel and dime. You get it? And the clients are like, I'm not.
They want it from you.
No. Clients, unless you have a big, it's not cost effective for what I want. Clients are cheap. So,
we will also
I had this one woman, she lost her website. So we were trying to do what I wanted. Oh, they got there's Canva, there's this, there's that. And I'm like, I went to school for all this. Why do you think people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on design school, architecture, LA, or any
Okay, okay, yeah.
I don't know, there's just like a split, you know, between them. So like,
Yeah, you want to see?
client, I just.
I mean, we can see how many are on right now.
They're all doing all their content now on Instagram. I see this is I can tell them they're cute and they're nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but be afraid to stand up.
Yeah, I can tell for Instagram what it is. I don't want to do it because they wasted too much of my time digging around. It's a male term. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. No, it's called D-I-C-K. Do you know what that is? Basically, they're women that wear shoes. Like, I wasn't important. I even held their website hostage. I'm like, okay, duh. Wow, we're really busy. I can't get to the bank to pay this. I'm like, well, that your website's going out of maintenance mode. I don't need that stress. Do you understand? Yeah, so